Welcome back to the Crown and College podcast presented to you by the CSPN. I am one half of your host, Jeremy, aka Black Dante on Twitter, aka Niggamort, aka this is officially an Atlanta United stand account. Please, thank you so much, aka We Live Baby. And I am joined by a very special guest in the studio today.
It is such an honor to be on the CSPN, making a change for me. That's right, y'all. It's Jacquees, and I'm doing my singing. Okay. This is originally supposed to be a Trey Songz Cold intro, but things got changed at the last minute. Hey, it's Bianca, DJ No BS. That's my actual DJ name, aka. Let's get this party started, aka TurboGrafx-16 stand account, aka I don't know. I didn't really plan out my AKAs. I've been off all week. I haven't gone to work since Tuesday of last week. And y'all will hear this probably on Tuesday of the current week that we're in. And I'll still not have gone to work. That ain't to say I ain't been working.
Keep getting checks, go.
I DJ'd an event Saturday night, which was fucking awesome. It was a second chance prom for people of color. It was dope. I got to sound check to dance hall music, and then
representation.
Play some OG, some old school music. Played some Lakeside, some Heat Wave, and
sound like my type of carrying on.
Then I jumped into some New Jack Swing and some more party type stuff. It was dope. It was dope as fuck. Shout out to everybody who was a part of that. Shout out to everybody who made that happen. Shout out to the people who believe in me as a motherfucking curator of music.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
And so, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I've been working. And of course, I had a little bit of bullshit. I updated my computer's registry to reflect that the person who owns this computer is not admin, but is Bianca. And admin's a euphemism. For those who don't know my old name, don't say it. But I changed that. And my Serato decided, hey, we can't find your music anymore. Add it all back, song by song. So that was fun.
Yeah, well.
But I got through it. I made it happen. I have money for my talents and efforts. And I love that I get to do this for a living, amongst other things. So, girl's feeling pretty good about herself lately.
And that's awesome. That's awesome. Since you said set this party off doing your AKA, you know what? Niggas love set it off. It ain't a black function until set it off is played at some point during the function.
Now, which version of set it off are you talking about?
What the
juvenile version or the
ain't it Strife? Straff? Ain't it what how do you say that man name?
Huh?
Ain't it Strife?
Wait, there's a new version of Set It Off that I don't know about? It has some cool niglature pass me by. And
that was a good niglature.
Where? Like, what's happening? Didn't know about this development with
Straff. Yeah, that's what I knew it was something damn. Set it off on the left, y'all set it off.
Oh, that one, right. That's OG. I like that joint.
Yeah, that's one. It ain't a black function until that is played at some point during the
left. On the left, y'all. Yeah, I thought you was talking about the movie version.
No.
Like the slow joint. Yeah, no, that's what I thought you was talking about.
Nah, the OG joint.
But the Juvie version set it off in this mother whole day.
Nah, not that version. I was talking about the OG version. You know,
5% of these niggas is fake.
there have been many a black functions where the electric slide has been done to that song. Many. You know, it's really the hope of the slave. Honestly, it's really a fight song if you really think about it. Think on this. Thoughts on this connection. Anyway, but yeah, y'all know the usual spiel. Follow us on Facebook at Crown and Collars. Find us wherever you find podcasts. Just type in Crown and Collars. We'll be there. Share the show with your friends. You know, give us a like, give us a review, give us a rating. Excuse me. Subscribe to us on Patreon, on CSPN Patreon to get bonus content. We'll get to that in a little bit later.
We got a little bit of game gratis today, but
yeah, we'll get to that in a second. And yeah, use the hashtag Crown of College while you're live listening, so we can see what you guys have to say, and listener engagement and all that good stuff. So, speaking of engagement, I am proud of the internet today.
On today, y'all did good.
Y'all did good on the internet, on Beyonce's internet, because there was a discussion, and one of the few times I can actually say it was a discussion about music, about R&B, rhythm, and blues on the internet, and nobody mama got called a hoe, nobody got called an ashy bitch, nobody threatened the CD's hands. It was a nice conversation. There was laughs, there was truth, there were jokes, there was hyperbole, and nobody got upset and nobody went out of their way to be an asshole. I am proud of the internet on today.
Y'all did awesomely. I just find it hilarious that, again, I did this open doing this Jacquees. Excessive runs on the E-word voice.
Because he's the epicenter of this goddamn conversation.
He's the reason that this conversation ever happened, because one thing we all agreed upon was you are not the king of R&B. We can the whole fuck up.
Right. I mean, listen. It's okay that he is so high on himself. That's fine.
No, it ain't.
You know, listen, he is allowed to believe in himself. Now,
I mean, I guess I'm glad he is. I just we ended the tip of your own nose. It's like religion, you know. These are the things you believe. Keep it to yourself. have your time with God when it's your time to have your time with God, and when it's time for the rest of us, you know, play your part, do your thing right. But
you not tell nobody.
It was him, and then who's the other little boy? I shouldn't call him a little boy. He probably like 30 by now at least. But
Bryson Tiller,
other little fella who ain't he not valet in his Fendi jacket or whatever he said.
Jay Holiday.
Yeah. Because he was another one talking about I asked three kings of R&B, and I don't know who he was talking about, but I kind of feel like he skipped over Ronald Isley, which is a grave sin in this whole damn discussion.
That is correct.
And if you're a musician, I'm sorry, I hold you to a high standard. As fans, it's one thing, you know, I like it's subjective. You know, you can have your favorites. Again, we got people who listen to our show and follow us both on Twitter who like Kim.
Which, never mind. I've said enough today. Listen, I got Kim Hive upset, but you know, again, nobody called me a regular.
This is live. This is okay.
Listen, Kim Hive is out there. Listen, Kim Hive descended upon my mentions like every like you know how
you had a bunch of 47-year-olds stepping in your mentions. That's hilarious.
Listen. I had a whole bunch of Bluetooths and bot Chevys in my mentions.
T-tops.
Listen, I had a whole bunch of dad sweaters and loafers in my mentions over Kim. But you know what? It's fine. Listen, like, nobody called me out my name, and I didn't call anybody else out my name. It was good, clean fun. Again, I'm proud of the internet. But yes,
we did that good. Like we should be able to keep this energy for like at least one other topic.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't have faith in y'all to say all of them, but this one, yeah.
I'll give y'all this. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like you said, like as fans, you know, fans gonna fan. But musicians, like actual musicians in the game, like, yeah, I agree. You kind of held to a high standard.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear John Legend, like when he was kind of just taking on a question because again, it was just a discussion. It was kind
I
of
ain't even see.
Jump in where you jump in, jump out where you jump out. But
I ain't even see what the fuck John Legend said.
He mentioned The Weeknd and Bruno Mars, but but to be fair, he did hedge against it. He was like, I don't really know if they stay in that lane enough to be considered of that lane enough to actually, claim some degree of capacity with it, which was good of him because I think what it was, he was just thinking of maybe people he just worked with or something.
Probably. Or niggas that he liked.
Right. Yeah, like I said, it's all subjective, right? People you like.
Yeah.
And so I like that, again, he hedged, he didn't like double down into it. He didn't like step into that shit and be like, that's my opinion and that's just who I believe is the... No, he was just straight up. He was like, those are guys I feel pretty good about, One fucking notification I didn't mute. Anyway,
the one thing with me is like this, I find it hilarious. Like I don't know who, cause see, here's the thing for me, and this is just, I guess it maybe. Maybe it's the internet circles that I run in or the offline circles that I run in, but I haven't seen anybody declare Jacquees king of anything, let alone R&B. What'd you say, Bianca? You broke up a little bit. Hello?
I'm still here.
You broke up a little bit.
But I'm saying, like, yeah, nothing. Like, you're right.
Like at best, I hear some people like his music, which fair, and other people are like. He the most user motherfucker I ever seen. Like, he got all his vowels down pat in school like a motherfucker. He failed not no goddamn test about his vowels ever.
It's like I saw Trey Songz get mentioned, and again, that's another curious one for me because, like, early Trey Songz, I like, I like Just Gotta Make It. I like that album. I even like Trey Day.
Yeah, somebody.
I just found it funny how, like, he started. So again, Trey Songz is one who I feel pretty confident in my ability to impersonate. Again, keeping in mind, I've never had a singing lesson in my life. We gotta adjust the scale. I'm doing this strictly from,
the years of making fun of him on this goddamn show.
Get these jokes off and be entertaining in the ways. But the key to singing like Trey Songz is like sounding like you're about to cry a little bit. Because it's always a whimper. Like, the best example I have of this is actually not a Trey Songz song at all, but it sounds like it could have been, and that's Sex With Me by Rihanna. But if you just imagine that chorus, Sex With Me, always on. Like, instead of the way Rihanna sang it, it's like, damn, that do sound like a Trey Songz throwaway, doesn't it?
A little bit. You said this before, but yeah. What I found was hilarious is that this conversation got actual R&B niggas talking on the internet and being spicy.
And I mentioned Trey Songz there specifically because he came through with the cry laugh emoji, and I'm like,
yeah. The funniest one I saw was my nigga Omarion was like, niggas love R&B. I was like, yes,
right.
Yes.
That was an interjection I appreciated because Entourage is definitely in my East Coast playlist. So
yes.
Entourage is a fucking bop.
It is. But yeah, that's what the thing with Jacquees is like. Because I saw someone
say this whole conversation started and not even involved in it.
Yeah. Because I saw someone say that Jacquees is talented. People just don't like him because Twitter tells you to. And I think in some cases I do think that's valid. But with that said, I generally don't like to believe that, because it also just comes down to some people are not gonna like who you like at the end of the day. Because you know, niggas love to say at the end of the day. But yeah, like some people just not gonna like who you like, and you gonna like people that they don't like, and that's, you know, basically how this shit works. Like objectively, I don't think Jacquees is good. Like, and that's fine. You know, you don't have to be good to make your money. Like, listen, he ain't the only one. It's plenty of people that are not very talented. They are very fine within their own lane. They out here making money, ain't bothering no goddamn body. That can be Jacquees, but
Right.
he really does have a king's mentality with just the talent, and that's just not how this works. I ain't never seen a king hold. I ain't never seen a king hold that many goddamn E's. Hey, he sound like, you know what Jacquees sound like? He sound like a child that just got a shot for the first time.
Oh boy.
Like you, like that they do when they get the needle for the first time. Like if you just trap that sound bite, that would be how Jacquees sing.
To me.
Too far? Okay, cool. All right. Moving right along. But yes, I found that this topic was hilarious, and that's all we're gonna say for now. For free. But if you want the rest of our thoughts on this, you can subscribe to the CSPN Patreon. It's on our website, cspn.us/Patreon, and subscribe, because we talk about music professionally behind the paywall for free. I mean, not for free, but
for the low. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
It's not cheap, but you ain't gonna get broke by it either. Like,
right.
You know, it's just a little something, throw us a little bone. You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean?
Correct.
You know, make some money and legitimize ourselves as music opinion havers. And, you know, again, in my case, being a DJ, just having that additional layer of capacity in which to speak about music, which is one of the things I'm passionate about. So
that is correct. Speaking of things that we are passionate about, some people are passionate about being the fuck wrong at all times. And if my goddamn laptop would agree with me, thank you so much, laptop. Nicki Minaj is passionate about being the fuck on the wrong side of things at all times. So as we touched on it kind of briefly, because it was more of us making fun of the Barbs for being mad at Bossa for reporting some shit that the Barbs themselves did. And that is do a background check on Nicki Minaj, on they fave's new man. And it seems like it's a bit worse than what the Barbs initially reported. So shout out to TMZ for the article. Nicki Minaj's new boo is a registered sex offender with a disturbing rap sheet that includes convictions for manslaughter and attempted rape. TMZ has learned. Correct, my friend. Oh dear, indeed. Kenneth Petty, first of fucking all. I'm sorry, this is very serious, but first of all, that goddamn name, nigga. Nigga, how you gonna trust somebody named Petty? The nigga's name is Petty. Kenneth Petty. What about that name sounds like this nigga ever gonna be by shit?
Be reliable. Be somebody you can count on.
Right. You gonna rely on the nigga named Petty. Nigga whole ass name Petty, and you gonna rely on this nigga. But anyway.
His name might as well be Roscoe.
Listen, if his name was Roscoe, I would throw this motherfucking laptop. I swear for Christ. What
if his middle name was Roscoe? Like that's what you prefer.
Kenneth Roscoe Petty. Nigga named Roscoe. Nigga named Roscoe. That sound like the type of nigga that will steal your car and then help you look for it. But anyway,
he is definitely the type to be like, I just didn't pass no gas stations on the way home, babe.
Right. He'll take your car.
I just didn't pass no gas stations. That's all.
Right. He'll take
the money. He'll go $7.
He'll take your car for a job interview, which really means his side chick, but he won't pass no gas stations back on the way back home and bringing you your car. That's type of nigga named Roscoe. But as I continue, Kenneth Roscoe Petty is the
fuck it.
Yes, that's his name. That is officially his name. Is the 40-year-old she's been hanging with and posting pics with on Instagram. Court records obtained by TMZ show he was convicted of first-degree attempted rape and sorry about that, my laptop that wanted to be stupid. But yes, also trigger warning. Obtained by TMZ, he was convicted of first-degree attempted rape back in April 1995. He was 16 at the time, and so was his victim. Prosecutors said he used a sharp object when he tried to force the girl to have sexual intercourse. Petty served almost 4 years in NY State prison for the crime. First of all, the fact that he only served 4 years. Our justice system, boy, I tell you. Only 4 years for forcible attempted sexual assault. Only 4 years. Shout out to my shout out. That's obvious sarcasm. Shout out to everybody that says that women should get equal amount of jail time for lying about rape as people who are convicted of rape and sent to prison, and which is really slaps on the wrist. But shout out to y'all who try to make that comparison and reach and stuff. But anyway, moving on. Also, and get this. Years after getting out of the pen, Petty was convicted of first-degree manslaughter and served another 7 years for shooting a man. He was released I know, right? He was released in 2013. She acknowledged their hometown connection by quoting Adele's "Hello" in the caption of their latest pic. Quote, "Did you ever make it out of that town where nothing ever happens? It's no secret that the both of us are running out of time." They were reportedly friends from Queens. And before we both go in, Bianca, a little bit of more context into just how much Nikki is tripling down, honestly, at this point. In this earlier I saw on Twitter, where and of course it was this was either the Shade Room or her this was her on her Instagram, when a fan I guess this is a fan, which honestly this comment is not necessarily a good comment anyway, but I'll just read it. But this floated down the timeline where a fan on her Instagram said that wait, y'all calling this man a rapist, but it happened in 1994, meaning he was 16 or 17 with what I'm guessing is the blank face emoji, and the girl was a 16-year-old, must have been a white girl with the shrug emoji, which, first of all, that comment is okay, all right. Anyway, and then Nikki responded to the girl, and this is Nikki. This is her official Instagram. She replied to the girl. He was 15, which one is a lie, but anyway, he was 15, she was 16, in a relationship, but go off internet. Y'all can't run my life. Y'all can't even run y'all own life. Thank you, boo. Kissy face emoji, heart emoji. So Nick, are you saying that he's not a pedophile, but I mean, he's still a rapist? Like what? like what? Like what? Now,
yeah, she on one with that shit.
Like both of these are bad, Nick, and like neither one of these are good. It's like It's like y'all trying to call my man a pedophile, but he ain't a pedophile. He just a rapist. Girl, what? He was in a relationship, so that makes it okay. What? No, nigga, girl, it don't.
No.
What, girl? What do you? Listen, shout out to my sister and Candace, because we was in the group chat talking about this, and she said Nikki is having a meltdown, which I agree, but honestly, I don't know what the.
She's having a horrible 2018 in general.
Yeah. Because she submitted all that damn work to the Grammys only to get no nominations. So sad. A fashion show with no fashions. How dreadful. Well, when you do mediocrity, I mean, imagine being the queen and submitting all your work to only get an F on your report card. Ooh. Meanwhile, the woman that you said is only popular from Sympathy and Payola is nominated for damn near every fucking thing.
Right?
Whoo! Talk about a self-drag.
Hustling backwards.
Well, when you do clownery,
ain't nobody to blame, but the person responsible. So
I mean, listen. What I said earlier. You adjust with a queen's mentality. That ain't how this works. Beloved. Speaking of a song that's a drag than a motherfucker. Paramore's Ain't It Fun? Listen, that shit is, first of all, it's a banger. But that song is a drag like a motherfucker. That song is like, oh, you thought you was big shit, huh? Oh, you Paramore's Ain't It Fun is basically, oh, you think you grown, huh? in song form. That's basically what that fucking song is. But it is a jam.
That's a new one from them?
No, shit. When did Ain't It Fun come out? Hold on. Google, because I'm already on Google.
Slipping on my Paramore game. Oof.
Yeah. That's a good little minute. When Paramore, when that song came out exactly? Yeah, that was a while ago, Bianca.
Okay.
If my fucking
maybe I've heard it and I just don't remember it, just in the context of like the fact that it's the song that's coming back in the conversation. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, your thoughts on Nikki while I'm waiting for this to load.
Like I said, she's just having a horrible 2018, and I don't feel sorry for her because a lot of this is self-inflicted.
Yeah.
And the way in which I feel bad for her is like you can be better. Like the working operative theory here is you can be better. You're capable in some theoretical sense of being a better version of yourself than the one you're currently being. But I don't see how to do it. And that's something I'm learning a lot about being a better person. It takes a lot of want to.
Yeah.
And some people just ain't got the want to. So
yeah. And a lot of people have, and we have to be honest, a lot of people have yes men and women around them that won't be like, won't give them that loving wig to, or that loving hairline to, like, nigga, you ought to fuck wilding right now.
Right.
It came out in 2013.
Okay.
Yeah.
So God, that was like peak. Okay, so I wouldn't know that song in theory.
Yeah, but I agree. Like that. But you know what? You know what? This is the whole issue I had, far as like that whole beef with her and Cardi, and it's like Cardi's problematic in her own right, and people are well within their right to critique her about that. I won't stop you from critiquing her because there's plenty to critique about her, but compared to Nikki, like, you know what? I am a person who I don't, and this will probably transition into something else we're going to talk about a little bit anyway.
Transitions right up my alley.
But
I'm sorry, y'all. It was right there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah. I couldn't help it, even if I could.
Yeah, it was right there. It was right there. But the thing with Nikki and Cardi is like both of them. I think I said this on Twitter. Like both of them are hens, but one of them is a young hen and the other one is an old ass hen. And not that a young hen making mistakes is or being fucked up. Not saying you have to excuse it or if she do some shit that's unexcusable. Not saying you have to down that hill, but in general, most people, you're not gonna sit here and tell me that if you look at a 20, how old Carter? Like 20, Carter younger than me. Carter like 24, 25, some shit like that. You're not gonna tell me you're not gonna look at a 26-year-old making a dumb mistake at the same as you are a fucking damn near 40-year-old making that
33-year-old, yeah.
Yeah, like
he's younger than me, yeah. So yeah, about 32, 33, somewhere in that range. But yeah, no, that's a damn good point.
Right.
That reminds me of the whole, and you know, not to get too far off subject here, like the whole Doja Cat thing when, you know, it was like, oh yeah, she's got these homophobic tweets, yada yada. I was like, yo, she wrote that shit when she was like 15. And again, you know, that's not absolution. It's context, and it serves to say, hey, well, what do we do with this? Do we see if she's worthy of redemption? Is she still hanging with the same people as she was before? Like, what caused this? How did we get here? And
there's at least a chance for redemption,
right?
As opposed to a 30-year-old man who we'll talk about in a little bit. But continue, yeah.
No. So yeah, that's the whole thing for me. It's like, you know, let's. For me, it's super important to not turn my back on Black women. First and foremost, young Black women, you know, Black women who have homophobia in their family, because a lot of homophobia is rooted in patriarchy. A lot of it's rooted in, you know, male-dominated religious texts. It's dominated. It originates in all these other things that, again, the society is slowly but surely pushing away from more and more as times pass on. But not everybody's there yet. And so, since not everybody's there, I can't treat everybody like they're there just because I'm there. Or just because, you know, we're there, just because, you know, my echo chamber is there.
But real quick, also something we said with Nikki, like that, there's also that want to be there, and you have to recognize that and move accordingly. But continue.
Right. And, you know, and sometimes youngsters double down and they say some dumb shit. But I read a tweet the other day where this little fellow was saying, the question was, how did you overcome homophobia?
I saw that tweet.
Yeah, he was like, yo, it was just in my family. Like, you know, people use religion to justify it. And while I still don't have like the full ability to, you know, speak super positively about the LGBTQ community, I realized one day I was just wilding. I was bugging. Like, that shit was not a good look. And I vowed to do and be better for it. And sometimes that's all it takes. Just acknowledge, and, you know, I'm not inviting him to like the gay cookout or nothing, but like, you know, acknowledge that, hey, like you fucked up in a way, and you realized that it was a lot of how you were taught, and you don't really rock with that no more. And, you know, it was tripping and it sounded ridiculous. And that's the easy way to look at it. I can say now that my personal echo chamber on Facebook, for example, has been like, it's been altered in ways where I just see so much more bullshit that people say about like the LGBT community. And yeah, just having to be mindful and having to be like watchful and considerate of like the ways in which we condemn people versus the ways in which we rehabilitate them. It's kind of like the Saw movies. Like, the point of the movies wasn't necessarily always to kill people, it was to rehabilitate folks. And that's like the main character, the Saw dude, got mad because he was like on his deathbed and he had somebody else like doing all the puzzles and shit. He was like, you're not rehabilitating people. Like, you're just killing folks. This is gruesome and this is, you know, inhumane and so on and so forth. And I feel like on a person-to-person level, there's a little bit of that present as well when we talk about accountability and we talk about people asking people to be better, you know, versions of themselves and to self-crit and to equip themselves with the language to do so, like, comfortably and at whatever level of gentility they need, while, you know, at the same time, you know, getting those answers, finding stuff on their own, and then just confirming it with like the communities that they've wronged instead of like demanding that the communities tell them why they're wrong. Like,
well, it
shouldn't be up to LGBTQ people or women or whatever to just constantly say, you know, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. there should be a point where you just believe them. You know, when you believe us, you believe. You know, you take our words at value, and again, you take and try to be better. And wrapping this all back around, it doesn't seem like Nicki Minaj is all that interested in that. Cardi B fucks up here and there still, but she seems at minimum like interested, if for no other reason than like the compromise of her bag.
Yeah.
Which I think might lead us to our next topic. I don't know. Where do you want to go with this?
I'm gonna make a joke real quick. Actually, that's a hell of a segue, to be honest. But I'm gonna make a joke real quick. I agree. I think at minimum, Cardi at the very least is not trying to fuck up the bag any more than she already has, which honestly she really hasn't, because you see Cardi damn near fucking everywhere doing something, either fashion, music. Cardi at some of every fucking well doing something. So the girl, I mean, it's you could say that
for, yeah, like I mean,
you could say that for Cardi. You can't say that for Nicki, but like you say, is Nicki got nobody to blame but herself, because she keep putting her goddamn foot in her mouth, like constantly, like. But speaking of, you know what? That excellent segue. Speaking of accountability and offending the LGBT community, specifically the gay community, and fucking up your own bag. So let's talk about Kevin Hart for a little bit.
Let's do this.
So a lot of people have talked about this ad nauseum, and we're gonna keep it brief, because you know we don't want to beat y'all over the head with this, but this is also something that we felt pertinent to talk about, and we was already on the topic anyway, so why the hell not? So before we get to the morality of it, before we get there, I would just like to say this nigga Kevin Hart did something that I find absolutely astonishing and absolutely the fuck stupid. This nigga, like I said, before you get to the morality of it, just taking it at face value, this nigga had a second chance to pass a background test for a fucking job and got in his own goddamn way because of his ego. I have never in the history of niggerdom seen a nigga have a job, having a potential employer do a background check on them, see some fucked up shit, give them a second chance, and the nigga fuck it up. That ain't what niggas do. Niggas have it hard enough to pass a background check in the beginning. This nigga failed the background test, had a chance to clean it up, and said, fuck that shit. Kevin Hart, you stupid ass nigga. I ain't never seen no shit like this. Do you know how many niggas would love for a second chance to clean up a goddamn background check? And yo, stupid ass Kevin Hart, you said, fuck it. Nigga, what? What the hell?
Right, he had it so easy. You know,
saying, like before we even get to the very serious homophobia and stuff, I'm just saying, just on its surface, because also people try to do this thing where it's like, yeah, people was bringing up old tweets and stuff. I'm like, if I'm not mistaken, now I could be wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't nobody on goddamn Twitter that dug up this shit. It was the fucking Academy that was the Oscars, whatever the fuck. They did that shit. They did a search on that nigga. They did a background check on this nigga like every employer do. And the nigga failed it, but they gave him a chance to clean it up. And he just said, fuck y'all. You stupid ass nigga.
Ridiculous.
How?
That would have been so easy to like get your media training folks in front of you and be like, how do I want to address that?
The nigga had an open book test.
Easy. That's like, and okay, so like I say apologizing easy, it's really not. Because apologizing requires a bit of humility and it requires a bit of introspection, and like I don't want to get into all the buzzwords, but it's an emotional thing because you have to apologize for you to realize I tried to right a wrong, and you have to apologize for the person that you wronged or the community that you wronged to say I hope I righted the wrong with them. Like, I hope that they forgive me. I hope that they have some degree of forgiveness that they will, express to me, because I'm, truly apologetic about these things that I said in my past. And again, it requires that great degree of humility that not everybody wants to broach or feels comfortable broaching, whatever. But like, this was a fumble, like this was an unforced fumble
at the goal line.
Like, this is one of the easy things to fix. And people talk about, oh, well, the LGBT community is so mean, and I'm like, if people attacked you for existing, you'd be upset too.
I kind of feel like it would be justified anger. Just saying.
I feel like it's weird explaining that to Black people who
listen. Go ahead. I don't want to.
Who deal with like the disdain of white people just via our existence.
Literally because of our skin. Literally.
That's it. That's the only justification they have. They don't know anything about you. They don't know, your value, your worth, none of it. It's like Chris Rock once said, there's not a white person in this audience who would trade places with me, and I'm rich.
Right. Which is sad when you think about it, but yeah. Oh, but yeah.
But damn if it ain't the truth.
Right.
But so anyway, back to Kevin Hart. This would have been so easy to do. And Don Lemon, shout out to Don Lemon and his star turn of late. About late, I mean, since New Year's Eve 2016, when he was gone off the Brown and has not been the same since.
That nigga had some Hennessy made from scratch, and you can't tell me otherwise.
He was on something. He was in a good spot. He was in the zone. And again, he has not come out of that zone yet. But even he was like, Kevin, like, you don't want to be perceived in this way. Come on my show and let me show you how you can be a better version of yourself. And as far as I know, Kevin Hart had not responded to that yet. It's like, this man is rolling out the carpet for you. And I'm glad it's, Don Lemon. I'm glad it's a man that's doing it ultimately, and not like, Ellen or, someone else, who's from a community that we already demand so much labor from. But yeah, he's got an open door. He can, the Oscars thing is done, maybe until, some point in the future, but he could still right a wrong. And I don't, at this point, lean that he's in any way willing to. So sucks to him. Like, he's doubling down. And DL Hughley, my God. Like,
somebody, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said that he looks like the oldest pit bull, and I cannot unsee that shit.
Well, no, because he does look like the oldest pit bull to ever live.
Right.
I saw that tweet.
Also, speaking of doubling down, tripling down, shout out to Nick Cannon for tripling down and doubling down when they pulled up his old tweets when Nick Cannon was saying that using the F-bomb and being homophobic and stuff was fucked up and wrong, and we grown and we off that shit. He said that in 2012, 13. What the fuck done happened now, Nick Cannon?
Yeah, Nick Cannon was trying to do that thing where he said, oh, well, we don't have the same energy for the white women. It's like, oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah. And then
you don't remember it because it wasn't germane to you, but yeah, we do.
And then he looked at white women that nobody don't like, even white people.
Right.
Like, nigga went and pulled out Lena Dunham's old tweets. Nigga, white people don't like Lena Dunham.
Right. Like, they are slowly but surely jumping off the bandwagon for her ass. And
right.
Couldn't have some more deserving person, granted, but
Yeah, you saw how that damn movie she was in flopped like a motherfucker. Ooh.
Yeah, no, but it's been disappointing. And there's a reason why the Comic View 2018 hashtag is even more funny now. Because it looks like all of the Comic View All-Stars of years gone by
were dying on the sword for this
to defend Kevin Hart. I will say the most disappointing was Jaleel White. Not that he was ever on Comic View, I don't think anyway, but yeah, I was a little disappointed that Jaleel White jumped out. It was like, we support you, bro. And I was like, really?
Yeah. You know what was wild to me? And I said this on Twitter, and some other people echoed my sentiment. And I didn't even know that she said this until I saw the tweet way after I said the shit. But Black people, and I'm gonna get on us just a little bit, but it's warranted in this situation because we was cishet Black people. We were showing our asses. When it comes to issues particularly surrounding the LGBTQ community, us black folks, we will sound like Trump supporters without an inch of fucking self-awareness at all. Like all that shit that niggas complain about, PC culture, social justice warriors, saying safe space as a pejorative, being against all political correctness, all that shit niggas whine about, niggas sound exactly like Trump supporters, exactly like Republicans, exactly like right-wing pundits, without an inch of goddamn self-awareness. How am I supposed to look at you any different than the motherfuckers that voted for 45? How? How am I supposed to look at you as a black person? How am I supposed to look at you any different than a goddamn white person that voted for Trump because of whatever bullshit reason? When I know when it comes to LGBTQ issues and maybe even with women's issues, I know the second that it gets to that, the second we get off racism, you gonna sign just like them niggas. You gonna sign just like them white folks. How am I supposed to look at you any motherfucking different?
Yep, and I've been saying niggas sound mighty Republican for a really long time on social media, and niggas don't prove me wrong. That's the sad part. They don't prove me wrong. They have no interest in proving me wrong. They prove me right over and over again, and they say shit like, "I'm tired of gay people comparing their struggle to the struggle of black people when we still struggling." It's like, yeah, we are too, pal. And not only that, but there are black LGBTQ people. Like,
my nigga, the Stonewall riots literally was started by black LGBTQ people. Literally. But
like,
niggas,
like, as a black LGBTQ person, like I get tired of fighting. I do. And I get why people would be tired of fighting, but that doesn't mean that one fight is more valid than the other, or that one fight is the only true fight and all the rest of these fights are just bullshit, copies off of that. And like I even had to I told this one dude the other day, I was like, or today, I told him, I said, you talk about these fights and this and that and the next, but what you fail to realize is it's often queer black women who are fighting for black liberation in ways that actually fucking work. And we're also fighting for queer liberation in ways that, actually fucking work. And you know that if you rub shoulders with us, but you don't know that because you don't even really see us as human.
Great. So in all, I'm tired of you niggas, and this is why I say not all Black Lives Matter, because a lot of these niggas can go.
A lot of these niggas can go. They can go quickly, and they can go anonymously and en masse, and leave me and mine out of it, because
fuck y'all, really. But in a bit of good news, for the LGBT community, and then we're gonna get up out of here. We are going to celebrate Patrico Manuel. As he makes history as the first transgender male boxer with the win in his pro debut. An emotional 6-year journey proved worth every step. Sorry, for Patrico Manuel.
Get them words out. It's all good.
I know, right? I mean, y'all sound how I sound. Do it sound like I can read? It's fine. On Saturday, when he climbed into the ring at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino in Indio to become the first transgender male boxer in U.S. history. 12 minutes later, he climbed out with the win in his professional debut, pounding out a unanimous decision over Mexican super featherweight Hugo Aguilar. Hope I pronounced that right. I probably didn't, but you know what? It's fine. Quote, "I wouldn't trade any of it. It was worth everything I put through to get to this point," Manuel said. "I'm a professional boxer now." He added, quote, "The best part of tonight, once I got in the arena and started getting ready, get the adrenaline rushing, step through those ropes, greet my opponent, I loved it all." Manuel, 33, fought in the 2012 Olympic trials as a female. Then, months later, began the long transition to male. It was a trip that involved surgery, hormone treatments, and endless trail of red tape to get licensed and the loss of a coach and training facility when neither proved willing to work with Manuel after she became a he. As an amateur, Manuel of Boyle Heights couldn't find an opponent willing to fight a transgender boxer. As a pro, it took some help from Oscar De La Hoya's company, Golden Boy Promotions, to get him licensed. Shout the fuck out to Oscar De La Hoya for that. Then it took the courage of Aguilar to fight Manuel's first fight in 2 years and only his third sanctioned bout since the Olympic trials. Aguilar, who was fulfilling a dream by fighting in the U.S. for the first time, said he learned of Manuel's transition only 2 days before the fight, but said it wasn't a problem for him. For me, quote, "For me, it's very respectable," he said in Spanish. "It doesn't change anything for me. In the ring, he wants to win, and I want to win too." So, yeah.
All around, which we can contrast that to the treatment that Fallon Fox gets, of course. But no, it doesn't. Again, good to celebrate and, to say big time congratulations, for getting the win, for being true to you, and for, like I said, just, making this history. We're still hitting these barriers, these firsts and these onlys, and, sometimes you want to be upset about it. It's like, wow, like we've come this far and we're still having this first and that first. And then sometimes it's just like, let's just be happy about it. Let's just celebrate. I hope that, this boxing career is a long and fruitful one, obviously, and that there are more fights to watch in the future. And again, big time shout out to De La Hoya and his promotion team for setting it all up, making it all happen. Because again, it doesn't always happen in the vacuum. As much as we wish to have things that are only ours, sometimes it's not always reasonable. Sometimes you need, cisgender heterosexual allies to, see the humanity in us and pull through for us and, level the playing field, so to speak. And yeah, so good on him for stepping up. And yeah, I think that about succinctly summarizes my feelings about it. So
correct. So yeah, I think that is a wonderful note to close out the show on. The timer went off mid podcast, but you know what? It's fine. Yeah, thank you all for listening. Bianca, you got any closing things?
In closing, I want to say happy holidays to everybody, first and foremost. Y'all are all so colorful and beautiful and dope as fuck. And I hope your holiday turn-ups are awesome. If you are more of the blue Christmas variety, I really hope that you find the healing space for you that you need and that you deserve. Again, today is December 10th that we're recording, so there is time to find those resources and surround yourself with the type of love that you need. Because not everybody can go home to family. Not everybody wants to go home to family. Not everybody feels comfortable being around family at these times of year for, whatever reasons. So with that in mind, yes, please give yourself the self-care that you deserve.
Agreed. And in closing, I will say, as always, don't be a greater hole, not a hater hole. Make sure you follow us on our social media. Again, we're going to get this Instagram popping within the new year. We're going to get this Instagram popping. Yeah, and thank you to everyone that rocks us. We hope you have some Christmas cheer, good spirits, and all that good stuff. Eat good, sleep good, love good. If you like, I don't even want love, I just want somebody to cuddle with, that's fine too. Listen, however you need to get your happy, do that shit. Don't let Mercury be in Boosie fade. And yeah, with that, we'll see you all when we see you.
Indeed. Peace.
Bye.